Okay, this morning we're going to do our install of our low and mean 8-degree trees. There's the bike before. It is lowered. BTX shocks. Sits pretty low in the back. You can see right from there. A pretty simple install. A few of you guys already done yours, but we'll do this video for those that haven't. Okay, first thing we're going to do, we're going to pull all the fluid out of the front brakes. We'll use a mighty vac. We're going to evacuate the whole system. And we'll go ahead and pull the front brakes off. That one there. That one there. We'll pull the lines off. And we'll be back. Okay, we have our mighty vac hooked up. We'll do this side first. Pull the cap off. I use silicone brake fluid. It's been in there 3 years, maybe 4. It's just nice and clean. So we'll pump up the mighty vac and we will pull her out. Okay, we got it all evacuated out. A little bit of goop in the bottom, that's not too bad. There is the silicone fluid. As you can see, it's nice and clean. The reason I use silicone over a regular .4 is it doesn't hurt the paint. Something happen, get a leak, won't ruin the paint job, if it gets on the paint. So now we're going to take the calipers off and brake line off. Okay, brake line's off. Both calipers are off. The caliper Allen bolts are an 8mm. Your lines on the calipers are 10s. Your bleeders are, I'm sorry, the lines are 12s, the bleeders are 10s. And you need a little bolt that holds on the bottom of the tree. That is a 10. Next we're going to pop the fender off. And that's 4 bolts on each, 2 bolts on each side. Those are 10s, 10mm. We'll be right back. Okay, front fender is off. Next, I'm going to go ahead and install the fork extenders. Get that done. After I put the fork extenders in, we'll pull gauges, headlight, and handlebars. The fork extenders are real easy. Just loosen up your Allen bolt on each side, pop your cap off. You want to jack up the bike a little bit. Pop the cap off, lower the bike down. Take the cap off the piston on the inside. Put your extenders back on, put your cap back on the extender, lift the bike back up, and you're done. Okay, there's the top caps out. It's lowered back down. There's a cap with the extender on it. That cap's still on there, as you can see. I'll lower it down just a little bit more to get to the nut underneath. We'll screw it off and we'll put the caps on, extenders on, and caps back on, and go to the next phase. Okay, I do suggest you measure. Make sure you have the exact amount of threads. Use your depth gauge. This one's 15mm. Oops, sorry about that. 15mm. The reason is this jam nut on this side will move. So, when you're taking it apart, you may move it some. Just make sure it's 15. And whoops, there we go. And we're right on the money. That way everything stays the same preload on both sides. Okay, both of them are installed, tightened down. We'll just jack it back up, screw them back in tubes. And we're going to take the gauges off, headlight, turn signals, and lay the handlebars down back on the tank. Okay, we got the handlebars off. The gauges are unhooked. You can unhook your gauges from the wiring harness if you'd like. I'm not going to. I'm just going to pop the top tree off now, and that way I can get the wires back behind the tree and just kind of let it lay down there. And the same will be with the headlight. Okay, headlights, turns, gauges is off. I'm just letting them hang down. I'm going to do some wire management anyway, so I'll unhook them. But for now, I'm just leaving there. Turn signal nuts are 10mm. Nuts for the headlight is 12s. Alright, now we're going to pop the front wheel off. Okay, here's a tool made for the hex on the front axle. This is just a 14mm bolt. And, you know, took the right, fit right in there. There we go. Pop that out. That's a 14mm. And that size is like about a 22mm hex on there. So 7/8 fits on it as well. Front wheel's off. There it is. That's the brake rudder I'm taking off. That's the left side. There it is with it off. We will remove the fork tubes now. Okay, bearing race is in. New race on the top. New on the bottom. A little bit of a tough time getting them out. But what I ended up doing was cutting the, let me see, use my Dremel. So you can see that cut in it. Cut a slot in it, relieved it, and I used this one here to drive the other ones in. Worked out pretty good. We're going to pack the bearings and put the trees on. Okay, there's a top bearing packed with the seal in place. Once the tree is bolted on, it'll hold that seal down in there nice. We hand pack these. I just use rubber gloves. I load my palm of my hand up with grease and just pack it the old way. Okay, top and bottom trees are on, just snugged up. Now we're going to put the pinch bolts in that we're going to use out of the old trees, and then slide the forks up on there. We'll be right back. Okay, there's the trees on. Forks. Of course that don't look like that. A little bit of an issue on the preload. It turns smooth now, but I don't know I got enough preload. We'll see when I get the tire on and we'll readjust. There's a tire. Front wheel and tire without the left-hand brake. I'll throw that on there now. And then just reverse the order and put everything else back on. Okay, there she is. All buttoned up, everything back on. We'll let her set and we'll recheck all the torque on everything. A couple of days, we're not riding it for a while anyway. Gotta clean it up. Turned out good. Nice and low. Thanks to Low and Mean. Fantastic products. There's a beautiful set of trees. Everything bolted on perfectly. Just got to measure for the brake line. And that's it.